everyone, my name is Amanda Waldhart and you are here with Amanda's InspirationStation.com. Today I have a fun card for you using the Nuts About Squirrels stamp set. And we're also going to use the well-defined stamp set. We're going to use the one that says gratitude. We have a few more things that we're going to use. For the card base, I used crumb cake. It's measured at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I took the front of the card and I ran it through my cut and emboss machine using the Bark 3D embossing folder. I really like the texture of it, and clearly Bark Squirrels. It was just kind of fitting. And then I also, oops, I'm missing something here. There we go. Have a couple other things that we're going to use. We're going to use the Scallop contour dies, and I'm using the second to largest. No, yes, I am. I'm sorry. I was like, wait a minute. I was looking at this thing, but we're going to get to that in a second. So we are using the second to largest scallop die. And what we're going to use that for is we're actually going to use it for the inside of the card. So that's where we're going to write our sentiment. We're going to use that on the inside of the card. Now, for the outside of the card. For the outside of the card, we are going to use the tailor-made tags dies. And I'm using the largest of this one. And then for the sake of the video, I've already cut out the little like eyelet too for it. The only thing that I have not cut out for this video would be the little branches, and we're going to use them from the Gorgeous Leaves bundle. So I know that I'm adding kind of a lot of stuff with this card, but it just kind of felt like it was fitting to use all of the stuff. So let's go ahead and get started with this. We are going to do this though on the video, but for the sake of the video, I did do most of the die cutting. Okay, so let's do our inside first. We're going to stamp our little leaf in Old Olive, which, where's my little leaf? Right here. I'll use this one until I can find it. That's what my husband always says. Why don't you use this until you can find it? Okay, so we're just going to do them in the corners like this, just like that in the Old Olive. Then I'm going to go over in the Early Espresso, and I'm going to use the little like veins of the leaf. And we're going to set those inside. It just kind of gives it a little extra. There we go. Now I am going to just place this flat inside the card. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just center that right on the inside, just like that. All right. Now we're going to use some designer series paper, and I'm using the Regal's 6x6 designer series paper. This measures at 1 inch by 3 inches. This measures at 2 inches by 3 inches. So I'm going to place them flat, and I do want the plaid side up. So I'm going to kind of place this at the top here, and then I'm going to kind of place this down at the bottom to angle it, because I am going to go over with this like this. So let's glue on our little eyelet here. I'm going to just use a little glue stick here, and I'm just going to place my eyelet just to kind of let that dry, because we're going to need to come in and use our linen thread to make a bow. But before we even do that, we're going to stamp. So let's get back out our Early Espresso, and this is where we're going to use the well-defined stamp, the one that says gratitude, and it says the feeling in my heart when I think about you. So I'm just going to put that at the end of the, just like that. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get our tag done. I'm going to take a pretty generous size piece of this linen thread, and I'm going to double it up. So I'm going to fold it up like this, and I'm going to snip that, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I want it to be 2 pieces. So I'm just gonna snip the bottom of that, and I'm going to run it through my tag here. And then I'm basically gonna tie it like I would be tying a shoe. I'm just literally tying it, being gentle. I don't wanna pull too hard because I do not want to rip the paper. And I'm just gonna kind of make my 2 little Mickey ears. And then I'm gonna tuck it through like that. And then that way we have like double loops, okay? All right, so there's that. Let's do some more stamping, then we'll do some die cutting, and then we'll put our card together. So we need some Cajun craze, and there's 2 pieces to the little squirrel. There is like the outer outline, and then there's the center. It doesn't matter which one you do first. I personally find for myself, it is easier for me to do the center first. Don't ask me why. I find it easier for myself to line it up that way. And it's not going to be like 100% perfect anyway, because it's meant to be a little off, just like in here. Well, in the catalog, there's pictures of projects. So don't worry if it's not 100% perfect. You don't need it to be perfect. So we are gonna quickly fussy cut this out. And a little trick to fussy cutting is always leave like an edge. I find that if you leave an edge, for one, it looks more like you had a die and you were die cutting it out, because when you use a die, it does that. But also because it's a lot easier for you to actually maneuver around if you leave a little edge. And I also find with fussy cutting that I personally like to use the paper snips when I fussy cut. I just like the smaller scissors for the better control. I mean, normally when I'm paper crafting, I do use larger scissors, but I use these when I'm fussy cutting because I find that it's better control for me. And let's go ahead, while we're going to cut this out, let's go ahead and use our Wink of Stella and just kind of give him some color. And I did not do this on the first one, but I kind of want to like bring in this color a little bit. Let's do that. I kind of like it. I was doing this card at Hostess Club and I did this and I was like, oh, you know what? I kind of like that. I just kind of like bringing in that color a little bit. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to like let that sit for a minute. I'm going to bring out my little mini machine here, my little mini cut and emboss, because it's perfect. Let me quick grab my plates because I thought that I had them out here, but clearly I do not. So we'll grab the plates and let's see here. There we go. And we're going to run this through, and I need 2 of them. So I'm going to run it through 2 times. Okay. There we go. Sometimes it's so hard to do it sideways, but I do it like that for you guys for the sake of the video, but it's hard. All right. So here's one. And then we're going to do another one. We'll put that in there like that. I love this little mini machine. It's so handy. It's just handy. All right. I mean, I still love the big one, but the mini one is nice and handy when you have just little things to do. All right, so let's bring our card back here. We're gonna need some dimensionals, and I have some really strong dimensionals here. I did another video using this stamp set, and I was using these dimensionals, and they're just very strong dimensionals. All right, we'll do that, and one more, because this girl likes her dimensionals. All right, so let's peel them off. And we're going to place these on first, and then we're going to tuck our little branches in underneath. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to kind of place that like that. And I'm going to place our squirrel. And then what we're just going to do is we're going to kind of tuck our branches. So I'm going to take just a mini glue dot. And I'm going to place it in there, and I'm just going to kind of tuck it under like that. And then I'm going to take another one, and I'm going to tuck it like that, I think. Last time I kind of tucked it over this, but there we go. We'll do it like that. All right. There you go. That was pretty simple. Now let's just add a few little embellishments here. This is the brushed metal adhesive back dots, and I'm using the gold. So let's just put one right there, and let's put one right there. There you go. Voila. There's your cute little card. Perfect little thank you card. I like the squirrel. He's cute. I did do him darker here. All right. I hope you guys have a great day, and I would love for you to hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel. See you soon. Bye.